A greater number of global white-collar workers believe the U.S. will suffer more than China as a result of the intensifying U.S.-China trade war, a Bloomberg survey has found. As many as 20% of mid- to senior-level company employees around the world think the trade war will hit the U.S. harder than China, while 14% believe China will be the bigger casualty, the survey showed. Another 34% believe the trade war will hamper global growth broadly, while 13% think it will reset the relations between the world's two largest economies. The survey also found that financial crisis, political and social instability, and employment are the three biggest concerns globally about the future economic order. Trade war escalation will hit China harder than the U.S., IMF says. It's no surprise that political and social stability tops the list of concerns. From U.S. tariffs to Brexit, shifting political currents are a key source of uncertainty and risk in the 2018 business environment. That shows no sign of abating, said Tom Morlick, Bloomberg's chief economist. The survey, conducted in September, polled 2,000 mid- to senior-level business professionals across 20 countries, including developed and developing nations. The survey also indicates Chinese working professionals have a darker view on the economic prospect of their own country than their peers in the U.S. The survey found that employees in China have greater confidence in the global trading regime. As many as 71% of Chinese respondents said the regime will be restored in the long term, in comparison with only 50% for global average. While 18% of Chinese and American respondents think the U.S. will suffer more, 25% of Chinese respondents and 19% of U.S. respondents believe China will fare worse. U.S.-China trade war. Trump gets his USMCA clause out in Asia. The current global trading system, with the 23-year-old World Trade Organization as its bedrock, has been in focus since U.S. President Donald Trump took office. The Trump administration has so far slapped a 25% tariff on $50 billion worth of Chinese imports as well as 10% tariff on an additional $200 billion of Chinese goods. China retaliated by imposing tariffs of 5 to 10% on $60 billion worth of U.S. goods, as well as a 25% charge on $50 billion of U.S. imports. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) forecast earlier in October that a full-blown trade war would cut China's GDP by 1.6% and the U.S. economic output by more than 0.9% in 2019. The IMF has already lowered its estimates of world economic growth in this year and next year by 0.2 percentage points to 3.7% because of the trade tensions. China on Friday reported its GDP expanded by 6.5% year-on-year in the third quarter, the slowest pace since 2008. Meanwhile, the benchmark Shanghai Composite Index has slumped by 23% this year to its lowest level since November 2014.